Well, all of this is having an impact elsewhere. The Israeli attacks in Lebanon have triggered a new wave of displacement to Syria. Thousands of people have been fleeing in panic. Obaida Hitto joins us from the border crossing there. So, Obaida, when we talk of a wave of displacement, well, what are we talking about? What does that look like?
What it looks like is dozens and dozens of people flowing into Syria from this particular border crossing, Jdedet Yabous, just outside of Damascus, around 45 to 50 kilometers from the center of the city of Damascus on the Lebanese-Syrian border. Overnight, officials here say 11,000 people arrived between this border crossing and another one that's nearby on the Lebanese-Syrian border. And those numbers may continue to increase. Since we've been here at this location, since the morning, we've seen families come in with their families, elderly people and children, many of them carrying all of their belongings packed into cars. They're going into the administrative building behind me, and the majority of these people are Syrians that are carrying out what's known as a voluntary return. But they're voluntarily returning now because of the ongoing violence and the escalation in Lebanon. According to Lebanese officials, 99% of the border towns and villages in southern Lebanon have been completely evacuated following the evacuation warnings by the Israelis. And so that's causing this flow of people into the country. Officials here in Syria say that those numbers continue to rise and that the flow of people into the country is going to continue steadily to increase, especially if the violence increases. But they say they're ready to accept any Syrians and even non-Syrians that are willing to enter the country. For Syrians, it's much easier to enter into Syria right now from Lebanon. For Lebanese citizens, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. There are certain conditions that they need to meet to be able to enter in this current situation. But all of that is up in the air, and the officials here are saying that they're adjusting their processes as time goes because the situation is developing. The Lebanese government, as Dana just reported, is already under huge amounts of pressure and has very limited resources to deal, let alone with the military situation, but also this developing humanitarian situation. What I understand is that there are tens of thousands of internally displaced people in Lebanon, including all of these Syrians that are trying to get to safety. In Lebanon, there's close to, according to Lebanese numbers, 1.5 million Syrian refugees. Now, there have been waves and waves of Syrians returning to the country since the fall of the regime, but now that this new wave of attacks by Israel on Lebanon looks like it's not going to decrease, it's going to increase. Those numbers of people may increase significantly in the coming days and weeks, especially as we hear from President Trump and other Israeli officials that this conflict may carry out or go on for several days or weeks ahead.